morning.
Look at us in little bubbles.
So we are on a different platform today.
Yeah, we like to try things out.
We as everyone knows, we love to try things out. So a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, you logged back into, so this is called wave.video.
Yep.
You log back in, and we've done videos using this platform in the past, but they introduced a streaming as part of their platform. And we set it all up, we're testing it all out and blah, blah, blah. And I think we're good.
Yeah. So it's interesting because we always talk about, all the platforms we buy, and we always buy them, we're testers. We always buy them usually on AppSumo. And I think I bought this, I don't even know, 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. We used it once in a while. But that's why you have to log back into the stuff you buy. Cause I literally just saw streaming and I just sent it to Stacy. I said, hey, it says streaming, and left it at that. And she was on it in I don't know, about a millisecond.
Yeah, I don't think it took me long. But what I like, so just to showcase this particular streaming versus StreamYard. So typically the typical look is this. Whenever you see Zoom, whenever you see StreamYard, whatever it is, you see two squares. So I thought the bubbles were very cool.
I love them. And if you have background you need to kind of cut, it makes it easier for you.
And then I also like this one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but I'll go back to the bubbles. And they have a lot of really good, if you're screen sharing, a lot of really good options. If you're screen sharing on your own, you can kind of make it bigger and smaller. You can customize sort of the size of everything. I could move me around right now. I could make this bubble smaller, hers bigger. And you can actually customize your own look.
Yeah,
on this one.
So we're gonna have to put it on our resource page later.
Yes.
But we wanted to try it out first, make sure we're not promoting something that, doesn't work.
Exactly.
So here it is.
And apparently it works. So
it works great. I love it. We just like new stuff.
And what I like is when platforms that are already existing, they add a new service and you think, oh, well, everyone's doing streaming, so what's the point? But they added things that I have never seen before. Like I said, all the different customization options of what you can look like on the screen. Well done, Wave.
Yeah, and then you can sit there and go, okay, do I need StreamYard anymore? Can I get rid of that cost, right? There's always those things to look at because, sometimes you're paying a monthly like we are. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, I already own this and I don't have to pay any more money. So that's kind of cool. So keep your fingers crossed. It looks great so far.
Okay, so let us know. Put in the comments. A little bit different process. So with StreamYard, they say, allow StreamYard to show your name in the comments. Well, Wave does the same thing if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, it's exactly the same. Yeah, and then if you're on LinkedIn, same thing as well. We won't see your comments, but we will definitely see them afterwards. So it does not bring in the comments from LinkedIn. So the good thing is that with StreamYard, I could only stream to one of our LinkedIn channels. And right now we're streaming to both.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing that's kind of cool is you can bring in 12 people, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's interesting. So the fact that we can bring in 12 people which is kind of more like a Zoom thing. I don't know how many StreamYard people are you allowed to bring in. No idea.
But I don't know the answer to that.
But I just thought it was cool. We did test it out. So, our random friends and colleagues get, texts from us. Can you jump on? It's always the same. Can you jump on right now?
Our kids, they get random texts.
Whoever happens to be around, we just invite them in just so we can see what it looks like. Probably annoying, but oh well.
Okay.
So how was you had a big night last night?
Did. My son graduated. Your son's graduating tonight. Well, I shouldn't say your son's graduating tonight. My son graduated last night because they're already all done. It's just that the different schools do ceremonies on different schedules. So our school, the graduation ceremony was last night. Again, the graduates walked in. The 7 seconds that my son was on the stage, looked across, and then leaving. So we didn't
Yeah.
stay too long afterwards, but the ceremony was long, lots of
Yes.
graduates.
Yeah.
I think they may have invited some to graduate that hadn't participated in years past because there was a lot of graduates.
Oh, yeah, that's true. If they wanted to come, like, but I don't know. I like,
You've
right,
moved
because they
on.
didn't have a graduation during COVID. I would have said, ah, thanks anyway. Just send me my little diploma.
A diploma's piece of paper, it's all that matters.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the ceremony was good. There was only one part of it that I didn't love. So I think they did it as a time saver,
Okay.
but I don't think it worked the way that they had thought. So some people end up getting 1,000 of like awards, like they get subject awards and they get this award and they get that award. Now, I'm not the person who says that, everybody should get a participation medal, and the people who
No.
got the awards absolutely 100% deserve that, but they also deserve their time in the sun, right? Because like there was probably maybe 10 to 12 various awards, and I feel like they should have done those at the end, because what ends up happening, which is where I had I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a second,
Yeah.
because you have somebody walk across the stage and so and so is this award
Yeah.
and an Ontario scholar, and that just means that they received an 80% average or above, whatever. Right. The next person comes along, so and so Ontario scholar. Next person comes along, they just say their name. The next person comes along and they have this big long list of like, they have this award, that award, this award, that award, la, 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 la. Some of them had a hard time getting off the stage because they had so many subject awards, this and that. And then the next person comes along and it's just their name.
It's their name.
And that's a really bad way.
Yeah.
Because now I get the hoopla. Like we had some of the sporting teams that were like yelling people's names and all of that stuff. And some people, whatever, I don't care. But from a school perspective,
yeah,
I just felt for the specific, like I said, there was only, 12, make it separate. And there was lots of duplicates.
Yeah.
One person won 3 of them. Give them their time on stage to focus on their award, not during the time that everyone's crossing the stage.
Yeah, I think
that's not okay.
No, I think I remember my last one, which was a long time ago. My last one, I think they grouped the awards all together. They were separate from receiving your diploma. They were just awards. Yeah, and I agree with that. I think they should be separate because it does, you know what I mean? So what? You didn't win a athletic award, but you're going to a great school, like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's like, just I felt like it downplayed the effort that the person who didn't get the award put in, because you know what, they put in effort.
Interesting because my kid did the last almost 3 years in virtual, so he won't be in any of those because he really was just in virtual school. And in virtual school, you can't really participate in an award for you because they had a homeschool, a bricks and mortar school, right? That's still his homeschool. That's where he's graduating from. But in virtual school where he went, it was still an amalgamation of all these schools across the Halton region. So, in fact, none of them would be eligible.
Right. And so he's going to be where a lot of them were, which is, this award, that award, la 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 la, Ontario scholar, la 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 la, and then John Doe.
Yeah.
Walk across the stage, and I'm like, that's not okay for that kid who put in just as much effort, maybe sometimes even more effort, to get his diploma and deserves just as much time than anybody else. Again, not taking away from the person who got the award. Absolutely 1,000% well deserved. Give them their time.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, yeah, I did not enjoy that part. I felt bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's like so weird right now. And I think I think anything done old school way is changing, right? So everything is changing. And so people will look back at it in 10 years and go, oh my God, that was ridiculous. Just like everything now, like you're looking back going, wow, I can't believe that's how they did things. Like even I look back and I'm like, it seems ridiculous, some of the stuff that was going on. But I think, things are changing big time. And I think maybe this is a step that people, were uncomfortable, like you, who saw it and said, this isn't cool. It has to obviously come from the people at the school. But
Right.
the problem is whoever runs it has been doing it the same way for probably
They've been
however long
there.
it's been there,
And I'm
right?
assuming, again, they did it from a time-saving perspective. Like, as they're coming
Maybe,
across the stage, list it so that we're not here till 10 o'clock.
maybe, maybe.
But yeah,
I don't know about that
I
because
don't know.
really, I don't know. I don't think it would make that much of a difference if you give the awards separately. Don't think so.
It would have been an extra like 15 minutes.
Yeah. The only thing I'm like, that's the only thing tonight. I'm excited for him, and it's good. It's like he's not that excited, but I'm excited for it. And but it's so long because the school's so big.
Yeah. Like I said, I was there for 3 hours, and my son was on stage for 7 seconds, literally.
Right.
And that's okay. He got his time across the stage. I got to witness him graduating. We're very proud.
Got a picture.
Got it. Got the picture. Bought the t-shirt and left.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But he really wanted to go. Sorry?
End of an era.
It is an end of an era. Yeah. He's like, there's going to be some people here I never see for the rest of my life. And I remember thinking that when I graduated from high school, and he's right. There are people that I graduated with that I have never seen since.
Well, I've pretty much everybody. I think I've only seen one person since literally since high school. Right.
Yeah.
Like, and high school is interesting because if you live in the same area that you went to high school with, you have a tendency of seeing those people. But if you moved, which I moved, you don't see anybody. You moved very far.
I moved very far. I'd never see anybody. But it's very true because after I went to university here in Ontario, I moved back home for about 2 years just to get my stuff together. And anyway, but I was working at a local store because I needed to work, and I would see people in the mall shopping, whatever. Maybe they had kids, maybe they weren't, maybe they were still hanging out, whatever. But since I've left, I think one, maybe two.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's kind of like it's the same as your whatever you're in work wise. You're friends with those people at work, and then you change jobs, and then you don't see them anymore. Right?
Yeah. Well, you always say, we'll keep in touch. Let's do lunch. We'll do coffee.
Yeah, no, because you want to hang around with people you have something in common with, right? And so there's really, if you don't, that commonality usually at work is work. It's not usually anything else. So, it's kind of interesting to think you're going to see these people, but you really wouldn't. Like, think about the people you work with now. Are they people you'd really hang around with other than work?
Well, you become so close because you are in the same office, or, if you come to work one day and you've had something going on in your personal life, those are the people you confide in.
Yeah.
But that's because of close proximity, not because it's like a forced friendship.
Yeah.
But if you leave that, does that really continue? And usually not. And now I'm also wondering, because back when you and I graduated, we did not have social media.
No.
So when we left.
Right. And these guys could actually stay in touch because, and they will, this age group will stay in touch more, because even if they're not hanging out personally, like live, they are online. They'll still see each other for a long time. Right.
Well,
and that is different.
Keep in touch. I would say keep updated.
Right.
With what they're doing.
Because with us, like, you go on Facebook and somebody will reach out to you and say, like, from high school, right? And I've had that. You've probably had it too. Somebody's reached out and said, "Hey, Faye, nice to see you." Because, like, if you've taken on a married name, it's harder to find you, right? But eventually people find you. And what's interesting is I am notorious for not remembering anybody. So a lot of people reach out to me, unless you were literally one of my best friends, like literally a best friend. I don't remember you. Yeah. And, my brother went to the same school, and sometimes he sees a lot of the people that he went to school with, and he'll mention names, and I'll be like, don't know. He goes, "Well, don't you remember this person did this and this?" No, I barely remember high school. Like, I think I tried to reason with myself why, and I think it's just because I didn't really like it, and so I didn't really invest my mind in it. I didn't like high school. I loved going off to college
Yeah.
afterwards. I loved that experience, and I remember everybody there, and I remember what we did. But high school, I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
And I was
most
in
of
the
the
same boat. I didn't really enjoy high school. I don't remember. I have somebody that I knew that I met in university who went to the same high school, and
yeah.
we went to very different high schools.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. Now I'm in the same boat. University, absolutely. Later in life, I
Yeah.
remember. But that's where it's so fascinating to watch them kind of like the girls were crying last night. You know,
Uh-huh.
they're in tears. It's like, oh, I'm going to miss you. Like, I love you, blah, 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 blah. And I really, you know what? In 10, 15, 20 years, you may not even remember who these people are because, again,
No.
forced friendships. And as you grow into more of who you are and get into more of what you like, you're going to meet more people who have the same kind of personalities and
Um,
similarities and things in
yeah,
common.
it's interesting. It's
Yeah,
just
it's fun.
interesting that, but then people, as you said, the ones that enjoyed it, they're the ones that are, still in touch with
Yeah.
everyone in high school because they had such a great time. But to me, it's like, oh, that's the last thing I want to do is think about high school. Like, and it wasn't bad. Don't get me
Well,
wrong. I didn't have any bad experiences. I just didn't like it because I just didn't like it. It wasn't what I was interested in. Like
right,
I think I should have been in university in high school. I would have
right.
loved to like because I just like learning and taking classes. I like that part of it. So I really would have preferred that if you could. But high school to me was like, oh, I didn't really want to go to a party every weekend and I didn't want to act like an idiot like a lot of them.
Well, you do it, but that's all they know. They don't have life
Yeah.
experience to fall upon. They have nothing else to compare it to. So this is the only world that their world is ending, and they're
Yeah.
moving on to the next chapter. And though it's exciting, it's it's
Well, what's interesting, what I'm really interested to see what happens with all this era of children,
mhm,
kids, young people, whatever you want to call them, is they didn't have high school.
right.
They didn't really have high school. So what are they going to be like when they go off to university? Like it's interesting to me because this is their high school.
Yep.
They
They
didn't
went. They
have that.
started in grade 9. They missed 10 and 11, and then they had 12. And their
Well,
12
mine
still
missed
wasn't
12 too.
100% normal, and yours didn't have that.
No. So it's fascinating to me. I just think I'm almost thinking, they'll what's interesting is they'll enjoy it and have fun and do everything, but they're smarter because they're, you know what I mean? They didn't have that same craziness in high school. So I don't think they're going to go crazy in university. I think they're going to enjoy it differently because I think they're more mature
They
because
are
they,
going to enjoy it differently, just in so many ways, right?
yeah,
Just again, meeting people. It's easier to meet people. Like, I don't know about you, like you're in this big, we were just talking before we went live, like these big
yeah,
lecture halls, right?
yeah,
Thousands of people. The professor doesn't know who you are.
no,
You're a number.
yeah,
And back in my day, we didn't have phones. We didn't have Snap. We didn't have, hey, what class are you in?
no.
Will I see you? And everybody in this class, let's go down. Like, I can't even imagine how much easier it's going to be for these guys to meet people who are in their classes, at school,
Well, and what's
communities, all of that
interesting
stuff.
is they even have groups online. I don't know which platform they're using, but they have groups that like whoever's going to this school.
Right.
So even though they're not a friend of theirs in high school, they go to their high school or they know friends of someone. And so they already, like, we would go and we would show up at campus and we go, oh, you're going here. You know what I mean?
But you had no idea.
No.
Right? Or you walk into a room of like, again, thousands of kids, and you just kind of sit there and you're looking around going, I don't know anybody.
Yeah, which is cool. I that's what I miss.
Yeah.
I wish that I loved that. That's why I like conferences. I like lots of people. I'm not a big small group kind of person, so I like lots of people, and because I just enjoy the information as opposed
Yeah.
to, but everyone's different. I know everyone's saying, "Oh, you can learn more in small groups." Maybe you can. I can't.
Yeah, it's different. I think it depends.
Yeah.
And I think some people learn, and that's why there's different sizes of classrooms and different success rates, right? Some people need that small class learning. I'm like you, leave me alone, give me a table
Yeah.
and just let me learn on my own time how I
Yeah.
learn, instead of having chit chatter around me and stuff like that. Just didn't work.
Well,
But yeah,
just
so
we're starting our visibility school next week.
yeah, speaking of
And
school.
and yes, we're starting summer school. So what's cool about it is it's a small, large group. So it is. So we always invite our alumni to come back and take the courses again if they're interested, to do a refresher, which we always think is great. But what's always interesting to me is we do our live study halls and our study lounge, and so everyone can come in on a Wednesday and open the room. They'll see everyone there. They don't have to interact, but it's a great way to do your homework and stuff, right? So that you're kind of pushed into make sure you do it. And then we have a live Q&A. But what's cool about it is, again, it's a small, big group. So if you want to stay in the background, cool. And if you want to interact, that's good too. So for some of us, I was the person that liked to listen. I like to listen to everybody. And then there's people that want to talk all the time. There's people that want to jump on hot seats.
Yep.
And we like everything. So it's very, it's a great timing. We love our summer school. It's our favorite time to host visibility school. So if anyone out there is struggling to try to figure out how to gain visibility and how to maybe launch their message, how to gain more clients, how to have more impact, this is the school for you. And we start next week. So you can go to, Stacy's going to probably post it, but
I'm not, because I'm not exactly sure how to do that.
Okay. So go to Mastermind City. It's our GIA summer school, or you can go to joingia.com as well.
So try.
Okay. So it starts next week. It really is important for those of you who have struggled and said, clients are getting harder and harder to get, which is true, because people are scared right now. They're not sure, what they should do. And, gas prices are up and inflation and the cost of everything in the stores. And they're like, where should I spend my money? Well, it's a great time to just invest in you and the message that you want to share. And make sure that people really understand what you do so that they can hire you. So, and it's,
yeah. Know what you do. And I love the fact that, so when we say visibility school, for people who've never tuned in, it's our Global Impact Accelerator. That's why we call it GIA.
Yeah.
And it basically goes through, like, I've actually seen a lot of posts lately of people going, you know what, I want to put my stuff online.
Yeah.
And I'm literally sending them a note, like, yes, like your message, social media, if you want to speak, because I mean, things are opening up now, right? So people have put speaker training kind of on the back burner. Well, it's time to kind of get that now, because there's a lot of conferences in person that are coming up. Podcast video, as we know, is not going away. It's actually getting more and more and more with the social media platforms turning into, places for content creation versus, interaction. It's do videos, video, podcasting, digital product, online programs, getting people to buy things so that it's constantly turning over, rather than just, one-off workshops and stuff like that. So lots of opportunity. Yeah. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. So it's next week, guys. So you want to join us. And the cool thing about summer school is that you're with us every single week. So live Q&As and coaching on top of already, jam-packed programs. And the cool thing is, if you're really looking for something that, it's impactful, it's actionable. And for example, when you do your podcast pillar, you will be certified, understanding on that. Each of our pillars are certified. So you'll be certified speaker. You'll be a certified social media expert. So you'll be able to do all those and get certified in those. And that is huge, because you will be able to say to yourself, okay, I'm good. I know that I know everything there is that I need to know about this pillar. And so you can feel comfortable launching it. And if you're a coach, helping other people do the same. So if you're a coach struggling with, my clients don't know what to do in videos or don't know how to speak, well, you can utilize this as a certified Global Impact Accelerator graduate and a certification in those specific pillars to use in your coaching practice.
Absolutely. And you can do it from the beach. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it is summer. So if you want to, it's, you know, we say it's 8 weeks. It is not a full time. You absolutely have lots of family and beach time this summer. But if you want to take your laptop or on your phone, so the program does have an app associated with it. So you can literally log in on your phone and you want to listen to it while you go for a walk, and you can learn while you're enjoying the summer air, the summer weather, or even from the beach. I think it's a great time to do it.
And you can do the live Q&As from your phone, just like sometimes that's where I do the coaching from.
Yes, last summer, we called Fay Coach from the car because she was driving all over the place last summer. So we never knew where she was going to be parked, but always stopped her car. And we got an hour Q&A, which was perfect. So the summer, so I think this, yes, we basically do a study lounge for 2 hours, and then we do live Q&A once a week. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I like it. I think what I like the most is seeing people develop through, because they do the work and it's like, oh, I'm on this one. Oh, and now I have a question about this one. Oh, I see. And they all build on each other.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. So if you want to join us, grab it now. You can see us next week. And then we'll talk about next time. We'll talk more about our 5 Days to Fabulous Summit, which is coming up in August. And totally different direction, but not.
Exactly. So, I'll tell you how everything's all looped together.
Yeah.
Multiple circles coming together.
Yeah. Awesome.